But if a global pandemic began with 20 cases, how can we believe that it's not going to continue to spread no matter what we do? Certainly when the lockdowns end and when the social distancing ends, there's going to be more than 20 cases left in the world. How do we believe that this is going to change anything about the absolute numbers of people exposed to the virus? Do you think about this the same way that I am?
Yeah, essentially, and we're joined by many epidemiologists, but they're not welcome on prime time. And that's essentially it. Unless you're a scaremonger, you're not welcome, which is fascinating. But the Swedish guys, certainly, that's the way they see it. There is no running away and hiding in the basement from the virus. You strive to protect the at-risk. The healthy keep working because they're at extremely low risk, and it will inevitably go around anyway. But the key thing is, how do you protect the at-risk? And I was saying this 6 weeks ago, over 65 with medical conditions, over 75, maybe without even overt medical conditions, are the at-risk group. What strategy would protect them until there's a better prophylactic or a better treatment? I think vaccines are so far out, they don't change at all our near-term strategy anyway. So the only argument you could make is, if you flatten more, you might have people who get to a point where there is actually a really good treatment. It's unlikely, because we've been dealing with these types of viruses for 30, 40 years, and treatments are just really tough. What's more, vaccines are really tough too. They've never been able to do one for a corona. But you could say, if you push it out, then some people may benefit from a future treatment. But the problem is that social distancing would do that. You don't, like you said, you do a lockdown if there's an absolute catastrophe and your hospitals can't cope. But we know that even Sweden, with no lockdown, do you know they only reached 60% approximately of their ICU capacity? They had 600 beds. They jumped it up in a week or two to 1,000, thinking it was going to be really bad. And they never really went over 600, I believe. And they've been coming down in usage for the last 3 weeks. So social distancing would have done that, and spread out, and protecting the older and the at-risk cohort for maybe a treatment that might come in the next few months. It would have been a reasonable measure. But I agree. This idea that you can hide from a virus is inherently absurd.